Hello, grade 3. How are you? Let's start chapter 5, lessons from 46 to 50. Lesson 46, the connect part. A friend said that the area of the square shown below is 8 square units. Do you agree or disagree? Explain your thinking. Here, we have a shape. It has 4 squares in each column and 4 squares in each row. We have 4 and 4. So it has equal sides. This shape is called what? If we have equal sides, it's a square. Yes, it's a square. To find the area of a square, we have 3 ways. We can count all squares, or we can multiply length times width, or we can multiply rows times columns. We know that the length and width are equal, so the rule of the area of a square equals side times side. Side times side equals 4 times 4. 4 times 4 equals what? 16. So it's not 8. So the answer will be I disagree, because the area of the square equals side times side. So area equals 4 times 4 equals 16 square units. Let's move to the apply part. Choose 2 of the problems below to demonstrate strategies for finding the area of rectangles. For each problem, show 2 ways to find the area. Here in this grid, or in this shape, we will draw a rectangle. This rectangle I choose to be 3 times 7. So I will have 3 rows, and each row contains 7 squares, like this. We want to find the area by different ways. The first way, we know that we can find it by repeated addition. Repeated addition. Here, we have 3 rows. Each row contains 7 squares. So we have 7 plus 7 plus 7. 3 sevens equals 21. Or we can find the repeated addition by columns. We have 7 columns. Each column contains 3 squares. So we will add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 and so on. 7 threes. All of them equals 21. This is the way by repeated addition. If we want to find the area of this shape by different way, we can find it by multiplication. We can multiply rows times columns, or length times width, which equals 3 times 7, or 7 times 3 equals 21 square units. We can also add third way by counting all squares. Okay. Question number 2. We have here a rectangle. Its length equals 6 units and its width equals 3 units. We said before the length is the longest side and the width is the shortest side. So the length 6 units, the width 3 units. Let's find the area of it. We can we count here the squares inside the shape? No, we don't have squares. Can we count it by repeated addition? No, we don't have squares also. So I can solve it by multiplying 3 times 3 times 6. 3 times 6 equals 18 square units. Here we have a shape. He wants me to measure using ruler and label the dimensions in centimeter. When we measured it, we found that the length 5 centimeters and the width 4 centimeters. We want to find the area of it. So this shape first is called what? We have 5 length and 4 width. So we don't have the same dimensions, or we don't have equal sides. This shape is called rectangle. To find the area of rectangle, we will multiply length times width equals 20. 5 times 4 equals 20 square centimeter. Don't forget, when we find the area, we write the unit square centimeter. Now, let's move to the next page. Which strategy of finding area works the best for you? Okay, and why? We said before, we can count, or we can use repeated addition, or we can use multiplication. For me, I prefer multiplication because it's easiest way for me, and you can write anything you want. And number 2, which strategy for finding area is the most challenging for you? You can write if you want, or if you don't have any challenging strategy, you can leave it empty as it is. Lesson 74, the connect part. We have here 3 division problems. We want to find the quotient. First, in division, we know that the first number is called dividend. And this sign is divided by. And the second number is called divisor. And the result is called quotient. So all of them, dividend, divisor, quotient. Dividend, divisor, quotient. Okay, here we want to find the quotient. In number 1, 36 divided by 6 equals what? We will ask ourselves, 6 times what equals 36? 6 times 6. Okay, equal 36. So 36 divided by 6 equals 6. In number 2, 21 divided by 3 equals what? We will ask ourselves, 3 times what will give me 21? 3 times 7. In number 3, 48 divided by 12 equals what? We will ask ourselves, 12 times what will give me 48? 12 times 4. Okay. Here in the apply part, Walid invited his friends over to play the board game. He has 24 small square tables that he wants to arrange to make a larger rectangular table. Okay, here we have, like this photo, we have some tables. He wants to arrange all of them together beside each other to make a large rectangular table. And the total should be 24 small squares. It means the total area should be 24 small squares. And we know that it's rectangular table. It's like rectangle. So the area of rectangle equals length times width. So we wanted to know what times what will give me 24. If we have the area 24, we want to know the length and width to draw the rectangles. So what times what will give me 24? in the first example here, he put 24 times 1. 24 times 1. So the length is 24 and the width is 1. 24 times 1 will give me 24. Okay. And the perimeter here, we know that the perimeter, we will add all sides. So 24 plus 1 plus 24 plus 1, or 1 plus 1 plus 24 plus 24 equals 50 units. We wanted to find the other equations to find the area 24. Here we have 2 times 12. The answer will be 2 times 12 equals 24. And 12 times 2 equals 24. 3 times 8, 24. And 8 times 3, 24. 4 times 6, 24. And 6 times 4, 24. Let's draw them. The first equation, 2 times 12 and 12 times 2. Like this. 2 times 12 and 12 times 2. We will put 2 as rows and 12 as columns. And here we will switch them. We will make 12 as rows and 2 as columns. Okay? All of them, the area will be 24. 2 times 12 and 12 times 2 equals 24. The next one, 3 times 8. So we will have 3 rows and 8 columns. Here we will switch them. 8 rows and 3 columns like this. 3 times 8 or 8 times 3. 3 rows times 8 columns and 8 rows times 3 columns. The last one, 4 times 6 and 6 times 4. So 4 rows times 6 columns and 6 rows times 4 columns. Now he wants me to record the dimensions and perimeter and the area for each rectangular table. The first rectangular table, he gave me 1 times 24 equals the area 24, and the perimeter will be, we will add them 2 times, 1 plus 1 plus 24 plus 24, as we did. Here in number 2 we will put the equation. The dimensions we choose, 2 times 12. 2 times 12, the area will be 24. Okay, and the perimeter will be, we will add them 2 plus 12 plus 2 plus 12. Length plus width plus length plus width. We will add all sides. 2 plus 2 equals 4 and 12 plus 12 equals 24. All of them equals 28. You can add them. And the area, we know that 2 times 12 equals 24. The next dimensions, length and width, 3 and 8. We said 3 times 8 equals 24. So the area here, 24. The perimeter, we will add the sides. So 3 plus 8 plus 3 plus 8. 3 plus 3 equals 6. And 8 plus 8 equals 16. So 6 plus 16, 22. And the area will be 24. Also here, the last one, 4 and 6. 4 and 6. The width equals 4 and the length equals 6. If we multiply them, the area will be 24. And the perimeter will be, we said perimeter equals the sum of all sides. We will add all of them. So 4 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6. 4 plus 4, 8. And 6 plus 6, 12. 8 plus 12, 20. And area also 24. Here, which seating arrangement would be the best for playing game with friends? Okay, he wants me to find which way we arrange our tables will be better for us to play together. It means we should be near to each other. We should be near to each other. So if the length and width is small numbers, it means the side length will not be very tall, so they will not be very far. Okay, so 4 times 6 or 6 times 4 is the best arrangement to share the game together, because 6 times 4 they will be near to each other. Okay. Lesson 48, the connect part. Do two rectangles with the same area always have the same perimeter? If we have a rectangle, or if we have two rectangles with the same area, they will have the same perimeter. Look at the previous page we have here. If we have a rectangle, length and width 2 and 12, and the other rectangle, length and width 3 and 8, they will have the same area, but they will have the same perimeter? No, sure no. Okay, I'll give you example here. If the area which equals length times width equals 6, so the factors of 6, the length and width, should be 1 times 6 equals 6, or 2 times 3 equals 6. Okay, so if we draw this rectangle 1 and 6, and this rectangle 2 and 3, okay, do we have the same perimeter here? We have the same area, but do we have the same perimeter? Let's start to add them. Here in this rectangle, 6 plus 6 plus 1 plus 1 equals 14, and in this rectangle, 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 equals 10 centimeters. So we don't have the same perimeter. Here's the apply part of lesson 48. In the space below, use your ruler to draw two different rectangles with a perimeter of 20 centimeters. We know that the perimeter of any rectangle equals length plus width plus length plus width. Here we know that the perimeter of a rectangle equals 20. So the perimeter of rectangle, which is length plus width plus length plus width, equals 20 centimeters. Okay. If we want to know the length and width to draw the rectangle, we want to know the length and width. We know that the total equals 20. So it can be 10 plus 10, right? 10 plus 10, length plus width plus length plus width, they are the same. So it can be 10 plus 10 equals 20. So length plus width equals 10. So which is the length and which is the width? What plus what will give me 10? We can say 4 plus 6 or 3 plus 7. 4 plus 6 equals 10 and 3 plus 7 equals 10. They are the length and width. Okay, the length is the longest side and the width is the shortest side. So let's draw 3 plus 7 rectangle. The width here 3 and the length here 7. Okay, let's draw the next one. 4 plus 6. So the length 6 and the width 4. Okay, now let's find the area of each one. The area here equals what? The area of rectangle. We said before area equals length times width. So it will be 7 times 3 or 3 times 7 equals 21 square centimeters. Here we want to find the area. It will be length times width also. So 6 times 4 or 4 times 6 equals 24 square centimeters. Here we have two different areas. The first area 21 and the second area 24. So the area of the first rectangle is smaller than the second rectangle. Here in the challenge part, he wants me to draw different polygon with a perimeter of 20 centimeter. Perimeter of 20 centimeter. The same like we did here. Okay, he gave me the perimeter which is 20 and he wants different polygon. If we choose to draw a square, we know that the square has 4 equal sides. If the sum and the total addition for all sides is 20, so the sides will be what? 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, so the perimeter is 20. It means we added all sides. We can say 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 because 5 times 4 equals 20. Okay, if we want to draw a different polygon like parallelogram, we can draw it like this. Also, 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 8. It can be here also. It can be in the first problem. We said that length plus width plus length plus width equal 20. So each length plus width equals 10. We said 4 plus 6 and 3 plus 7. Here in parallelogram, we also can say 2 plus 8. So 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 8. It's a parallelogram that has 20 centimeter as perimeter. Here, reflect on your learning about the area and perimeter. In the box below, explain the strategy you used to solve today apply problems. Here in this problem, we decomposed the area to its factors like we did in the previous example. If we said the area is 6, we decompose it to the factors. What times what will give me 6? 6 times 1, 2 times 3, and so on. Okay, and the example of perimeters, we used double strategy to find the components of 10, right? We used components of 10. We said 10 equals 4 plus 6 and 3 plus 7, right? Okay, and we use double strategy here in the square below. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay. The connect part. Here we have 3 division problems. The first problem, 27 divided by 3, I will ask myself, 3 times what will give me 27? 3 times 9. The next one, 44 divided by 11. I will ask myself, 11 times what will give me 44? 11 times 4. The last one, 36 divided by 9. I will ask myself, 9 times what will give me 36? 9 times 4. Let's move to the apply part. Number 1, Shaima is sewing a border on a square baby blanket. And the length of the blanket 45 centimeters. And the width is 45 centimeters. How long will the border be? It means I have a square. Its length 45, its width 45 because the square has equal sides. I want to know the total length of border. It means it's like the fence of the garden. I want to know the total fence. Here, the total border, it's the same. So I want to calculate the perimeter. So the perimeter will be 45 plus 45 plus 45 plus 45. I can add them 2 by 2. 45 plus 45, 90. And 45 plus 45, 90. 90 plus 90, 180 centimeters. I can draw it like this, okay, to find the perimeter. Here, in number 2, Farouk is building a patio out of tiles. Patio out of tiles, it's like ceramic here in the floor, like this ceramic in the floor. He wants the length of the patio to be 7 tiles across and its width to be 6 tiles. How many tiles? How many tiles? How many tiles will he use in all to build the patio? The patio here, it's like ceramic here in the floor, okay? He wants to put patios, it's like ceramic here in the floor. We want to know the total patio, okay? So we have here the length 7, the width 6. It's like rectangle. And we want to know the total patio inside this rectangle. So it's like finding the area, okay? So the area here equals length times width. Length is 7, width is 6. So 7 times 6 equals 42 square centimeters. Number 3, Umniya wants to put a wooden trim around her window, like this in the photo. The wooden trim around the window. The window is 4 meters tall and 1 meter wide. So the window in shape of what? We have 4 meters tall and 1 meter wide. So we have long side and short side. This is rectangle. Yes. So how much wood does she need for the trim? She is putting a wooden trim around here. It's like the fence of the garden. So we are calculating here the perimeter. Perimeter of rectangle, length plus width plus length plus width. So it will be 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. The total equals 10 meters. Number 4, a farmer is building a fence around his garden. If the garden is 8 meters long and 3 meters wide, how much fencing does he need to buy? So the fence around the garden, it's like the perimeter around the shape. We know that the length is 3 and width is the length is 8 and the width is 3. So the perimeter here will be 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 3. The total equals 22 meters. Number 5, a rug is 3 meters long and 2 meters wide. Like this in the photo, we have a rug here. Its length is 3 meters and width is 2 meters. What is the area of the rug? Here, area equals 3 times 2, which equals 6 square meters. Now he wants me to write story problems, one on perimeter and one for area. The first one, Anas wants to build a fence for his kitchen's pen. The length of the pen is 4 meters and the width is 3 meters. What is the perimeter of his chicken's pen? So it's in shape of, we have long side and one short side. So his chicken's pen in shape of rectangle, and the perimeter of rectangle equals length plus width plus length plus width. 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3. 4 plus 4, 8. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 8, 14 meters. Now the area story problem. Adam has a new house. Adam has a new house. The dimensions of his room, 5 meters and 7 meters. So his room in shape of what? We have long side and short side. It's in shape of rectangle. And the area of rectangle equals length times width. So the area will be 7 times 5 equals 35 square meters. Here in lesson 50, draw lines to represent the groups of 10 to help you to solve the following problems. The first problem, 3 times 70. Do you remember in grade 2 we represent tens using sticks? Using sticks. Each stick means 1 10. So if I have here 3 times 70, it means 3 groups of 70. 3 groups of 70. If I represent each 10 using sticks, so here we have 7 sticks with 70 and 7 sticks, 70, 7 sticks, 70. So I have 3 groups of 70. I can calculate them using 70 plus 70 plus 70. Or I have another way. If I have a multiplication problem and one factor of them contains 0, I will take this 0 out, like this. So 3 times 70, I will take 0 out, like this. And the remaining will be 3 times 7. 3 times 7 equals 21. So the total product is 210. The next one, 8 times 40. It's like 8 groups of 40. 8 groups of 40, I can represent them by 8 groups. Each group contains 4 sticks. 4 sticks, 40. 4 sticks, 40, and so on. So I can say 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40 and so on. 8 40s. But I can solve by the same way of multiplication. I can take 0 out. And 4 times 8, 32. So the total will be 320. Okay. Again, the next one. 6 times 90. It means 6 groups of 90. Okay, like this. 6 groups of 90. Each one group contains 9 sticks with 90. So 6 groups of 90, I can add 90 plus 90 plus 90, 6 90s. But if I want to solve them using multiplication, I will take 0 out. I said before, if I have 0 in factors, I will take 0 out. And multiply 6 times 9. 6 times 9, 54. And we have 0 here in ones. So the total 540. Here we have 10 times 10. It means 10 groups of 10. I will take 0 out. I have 2 zeros here. So 0 in ones and 0 in tens, and 1 times 1 equals 1. The total 100. Here 8 times 20. I can say 8 groups of 20s, but I can take this 0 and 20 outside in the ones. And 2 times 8, 16. So the total will be 160. The last one, 7 times 40. It means 7 groups of 40. I can take 0 out. 0 in ones, and 4 times 7, 28. So the total will be 280. 3 times 50. I can take 0 out, and 3 times 5, 15. So the total will be 150. It also means 3 groups of 50. Okay? Here, 4 times 40. It means 4 groups of 40. And I can take 0 out in ones. And 4 times 4, 16. So the total 160. Here in the challenge part, he wants you to solve 18 times 10. 18 times 10. I will leave it for you to solve. Here in Math Journal, based on what you know about multiples of 10, what would you predict would happen when you multiply a number by multiples of 100, such as 2 times 300 or 4 times 500? The same as we did. We said before, if we have any zeros in factors, I can take zeros out and start to solve the remaining. 2 times 300, I will take zeros out, and 2 times 3 equals 6. So the total 600. We drop 2 zeros. We drop 2 zeros. Here, 4 times 500, I can take zeros out and drop 2 zeros, and 4 times 5 equals 20. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.